Hey everybody, it's Anna J. Wellner with the Author Library, and I am ecstatic today to be joined by Dani Hoots. Dani, can you introduce yourself for those of us who don't know who you are?
So I'm Dani Hoots. I write YA and fantasy and YA sci-fi and then general sci-fi, mostly space opera. Been writing for, what year is it? uh, 7 years. And I don't know how many books I have out.
You have an overly impressive catalog.
um, and I have a background in anthropology, urban planning, and herbal science. Did I say herbal?
Herbal?
Yeah, herbal science and like botanical science, and it's mostly about me.
Well, yes, like I said, your catalog is simply impressive. Uh, your creative process has got to be, I mean, I'm quite envious of the amount of ideas that you have and the different directions that you're able to take with your series. That you have three series that are working right now.
Yeah, but the funny, I've seen some like a while ago, a few years ago. I was looking online. You Google your name.
Oh, of course. You got to.
and someone, and someone's like, "When's this book coming out?" Because for a while I wasn't really writing because I went back to school, just stress, and you know how it goes.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of first books out, and that was because I was self-publishing and also pitching to agents. And so when I like sent it to so many agents, I was like, okay, it's done, and then I'd publish it. So people thought I kept like changing notes because I was doing more than one thing at a time.
Right.
But probably what keeps me going is like, in high school, you say I've been writing since high school, uh, and my friends were like, "Oh, you'll never finish your series," because they knew me for a while. You'll never finish, but like I finally finished my first series, which the first book I ever written was this one.
Yes, I saw that one.
It's not the first one published, but it's the first one I wrote. So the dedication to the last book in the series is to my high school best friend, Kareem. Ha, told you so. I finished it.
I love that. That sometimes you need that kind of motivation. I'm the same kind of mindset. If someone tells me that I can't do it, that just makes me want to do it so much more.
Yeah. So that's probably why I have a lot of series, because people are like, "You won't finish it?" Yes, I will.
So, and you, Dani Hoots, but you've also written under the pen name of Lyra Thorson. So we definitely want to mention that. Yes.
Yeah, just because I did a different name, because it's a lot different than my YA, and it's a lot more dark, and like this is for adults, like no teens. And I do put like a warning too, just to be clear. This is not like my other stuff. I don't want parents coming after me.
And that's something that as an independent author you do have to think about. So if you're going to brand yourself as a YA author, then you may not want to throw out some a horror or a very adult kind of book, just without letting people know, this is different from something that you may associate with me, or even going as far as you did and creating a different pen name to write under.
Yeah.
So
and
very.
I need to be. It's hard because you already have like so many social media as well, and I have other stuff going on too. So it was another social media to deal with, and I need to be better about like really promoting the like that's the astronomy side of me too, the sciencey, because I was originally a physics major, an astrophysics major, but then I went to anthropology, same thing, and so that's my space fascination.
Wow. And that's fantastic, because you do need, in science fiction versus fantasy, you do see the need for some facts to help back up and flesh out the story and make sure that the things that you're saying are can actually physically happen.
Yeah.
So whenever, whenever you're describing some of the things that you do in space, you have to realize that you can't breathe in space, and that you can't, that there's no gravity in space. And then, so there has to be a level of realism. So that's awesome. That's amazing.
There's no sound in space, you guys. Star Wars.
That is so cool. I mean, I don't even know where to start with the whole series that you have out. I mean, you have the Daughter of Hades series, the Wonderland series, which instantly captured my attention, and I've already bought a couple of those. Yes. I already have those sitting, waiting on my Kindle, begging to be read. And but can you tell us a little bit about the Wonderland series? Because it's just, the covers are gorgeous, and they instantly make you, I mean, want to read them.
Yeah, I love the cover so much. But the Wonderland series kind of follows this girl, supposed to be like 9th grade, so like early high school, and like falls into Wonderland and finds out she's supposed to save Wonderland, but she can like barely, juggle school and all this stuff. Like she doesn't feel special, and so she's like dealing with those feelings. She's also an artist, and her like family doesn't like it. They're like her sister's going to be a doctor and all this stuff, lawyer, and like I've had reviews be like, this doesn't seem realistic, and I'm like, good for you.
This already resonates with me because I took a completely different path from my sister, and so I know exactly, and I'm already like drawn in. I'm like, yeah, she and I are gonna be friends there. So Alice and I.
And just for the record, my parents were like supported me being an author and stuff, so I'm not writing.
Mine aren't. So so that's what I'm saying. I can definitely already relate to
I definitely had
to her struggle.
I dealt with that, but then like just the anxiety and like being more, I feel like she's more real. Like some people are like, she's wishy-washy. I'm like, humans aren't. I don't know. I know, and that's a problem. Like that's what readers don't like, is when, but I still did it because I was like, no, I want to make her real. Like I want her to feel like a high schooler, not. So if you don't like people are wishy-washy, not wishy-washy, but like, you have anxiety, you go back and forth, you learn more things, and you're like, okay, then I can make this decision. This is what this
like. So her character kind of becomes a little more confident and grows over the course of the series. So that's a great thing to incorporate into your character arc. Is, she may have been a little ambivalent in the beginning, but as she's grown as a character and experienced more of Wonderland, then she's not quite so naive or new to the whole whole.
And then she is in 9th grade, so that's that's what it's like being in high school.
Right.
And college is another story.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I completely get that. Yeah, we do. Whenever we're younger, we are wishy-washy. Shoot, I am. I mean, half of the time I end up wanting to go to Taco Bell, and I end up at Wendy's. So, and I'm 39. But the Daughter of Hades series was just completed in November, and the box set is available now. What was that like to sit back and see a box set of a whole series?
It was nice. It's like, yes, it's done. Well, it's not done. There's a sequel series. I got to the end and was like, I won't spoil the end, but I got to her, no, I have to do this. And then she wouldn't be okay with that. So there's going to be a whole nother series. But it's just going to be 2 books. Okay. And they're both out in the summer, so it won't be that much of a wait.
So how did you do the box set? How can I ask that?
Yeah.
Is it done through a company or does
So
Amazon do those?
no, it's just they're just Kindle right now.
Okay.
It does
Okay.
show the picture, and
Oh,
I debated on doing those pictures because I'm like, well, people think it's a box set, but then if you just have a picture saying the complete series, it kind of doesn't like mentally register that's 4 books.
gotcha. Gotcha.
So I wish I could do that, but I do want to eventually like make a paperback and hardcover that'd be like this thick and probably expensive, but
Like
it'd be really cool.
all of them together.
Yeah. But the image my cover artist did.
Okay, okay. Yeah, because I saw that and I was like, oh man, I that has got to be such an awesome feeling to create a whole box set. But your cover artist did that. See, that's the great thing about having. No wonder you love your cover artist
Yeah.
so much. She does do fantastic work. Um, and then you also have the third book in the Wonderland series that was just released in January.
Fourth book actually.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, third book came out in January. Fourth book came out a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and yes, exactly. So I mean, like, is this the end of Alice's adventures on Wonderland, or will there be more from Wonderland? Is this it?
This will probably be it. I might
Okay.
do like some like freebie stuff, like short stories. Forget the whim. That'll be on my newsletter, and I'll share it on social media. Like, sign up and you'll get a free download. But otherwise, I think this will be it. I have to keep going. I have so many ideas.
I believe it. How do you keep track of all of them? Do you have a notebook, just like an idea notebook
Yeah,
that you carry everywhere with you?
not everywhere, but like
No.
sometimes on my phone. Like when I was in high school, um, I had a TI-89, which is like a calculator that you can.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Did you play Tetris on it?
I did not. I don't know if mine have
No, you had to find somebody that had it and then they would like install it for you from theirs. It was like low grade hacking of the 90s to be able to share Tetris from TI-89s.
No one in my
Big
school.
calculators.
Oh, I missed out. I would do the notepad and I would like write stories. Actually, yeah, I'm in math class. Like, yeah, I'm paying attention. Right.
Yeah, so you from a young age just had that writing bug. Were you also a voracious reader from a young age?
I was, but I wrote like it wasn't really until high school. Like I read younger than that, but then I would just read Garfield. I had all the Garfield books, and I would just read those comics. I don't know, and I read manga, but that was like before manga really took off. I don't even know like what would be like as a teen now, like with all the manga. It would be how I am now. It would just be how I am now. But I read a lot of Star Wars books, and it was awesome. But I've probably read like 100 Star Wars books.
Sorry. And then so then let's see, the still coming out this year, you have the start of the new series, The Queen of the Underworld, which will kick off in July with the first book to Taurus in July.
Yes.
Does this tie in with the Daughters of Hades series?
Yeah. This is
okay.
That's the series. That's the sequel series. Like you could read it independent, but I would read Daughter of Hades first.
Okay. I was gonna ask what you would recommend for a reader if they could jump right into the second series, or if it's recommended that you read the Daughters of Hades series first.
I mean, I would recommend it just so then it doesn't spoil the ending of Daughter of Hades. But at the same time, like I'll set it up where it makes sense.
Okay. And those are fantastic covers too. I've got a feeling that your female lead characters are badasses.
Yeah,
Am I pretty close?
I think so. Typically, yeah.
I love that. I love that strong female main characters are making a big stand right now, and especially in YA, because we are experiencing that shift in young adult women that are very strong, independent, strong-willed, and independent young women nowadays. So that's good to see represented in fiction.
Yeah.
So you also have the continuation of the Last of the Gargoyles series, which will be coming, and we'll see that's the Chained. Yes. So you have what is that? A total of 3 that will be coming out this year.
Coming out or for that series?
In total, coming out.
Well, the goal is pre-orders I have up. The rest of the chain or the Last of the Gargoyles. So there's 2 more. Those are coming out this year, and then the 2 of the Queen of the Underworld. So 4.
4.
But the pre-orders I don't have, I'm hoping I'll get done this year. Is the 2 other in the Death of Honor series. Hopefully in the summer, one in the summer and then one in the winter.
So and that would make 6.
Yeah. And then hopefully another, I'm going to start a series in the fall. Hopefully.
I want to like crawl inside of your brain and observe the creative chaos in there, because I am in awe right now.
It is nice that most of the books I've been writing have already started. So it's like the sequel for me is easier because you know the characters, you know the world. Sure. So it's just like, okay, let's go. So that's why it's been easy. I haven't like written a new series for a while, other than the Legend of Akikumo, which came out last September. It's not a series though; it's just one.
It's just the standalone. Yes, I saw that.
This is my favorite book. It didn't get good reception, but it's my favorite book.
I was going to ask if you had a favorite book or a favorite character. So there we go, right there.
I don't know. Like, I really liked writing that one and researching, but I guess, I don't know. Now I'm like thinking about like, though I feel like all the other characters are like glaring at me.
So what's it like whenever you have a new idea for a new book or a new series? Do you start it immediately while the idea is still fresh in your mind? Or do you write a little bit of it and let it sit until you have time for it? Or do you make time? Asking for myself as an author.
Like I usually write a sentence or 2 down, like the idea.
Like give yourself a writing prompt.
Yeah, like a writing prompt. And it depends what it is. Like I'll get an idea, like either an obsession I'm having right now, or this would be like I don't want to give any of mine away. Just usually I put it on the back burner, but sometimes I'll like write down a little bit, like a chapter or 2. It just depends what it is, and like if I need to get it out.
Yeah.
It depends how, because like I'll get an idea, but I don't have any idea for that character. I kind of get like a world idea, so I'll write that down. But if the character becomes alive, then it won't stop talking in my head, and then I have to write it down.
Then you have to complete. So everything, you're absolutely pantser. I'm getting that.
I'm actually not. Like,
really?
No.
I would take you for a pantser, because I am, and that sounds like me, because I just like onto the computer.
It's weird because like if I get the idea, I'll figure out the beginning, like I'll figure out the beginning and like this what I want from the story, and then I'll not write, but like outline the ending first.
Oh.
And then I get like I try to follow like, something happens in the first quarter, half, and second or third quarter. and then I fill in the characters fill in the rest, kind of like, this is where you need to go. Okay, figure
out how to get there.
Yeah. So I kind of outline, but my outlines are like one sentences.
Oh,
They're not detailed outlines. So it's
gotcha.
kind of like a mix.
Planter. I think E.G. Radcliffe and I were talking about that, and she was like, yeah, pants the plan. So planter.
And like if the characters want to do something else, like usually there's a side character that's just supposed to be one chapter, and then apparently he's not anymore. And
yeah, I understand.
So it is still like a lot of, I don't stay to the outline except the ending. Even the ending might change a little if I'm like, wait, that doesn't make sense, but
it makes complete sense to me. But yeah, so it's because see, I would have taken you for a pantser, because I guess I kind of am a plantser too, because I know where I want the story to end.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always, like we were talking about earlier, it doesn't always end.
It keeps going. Yeah, that's what happened to Wonderland. Was supposed to be 3.
Yep. But no, do you want to give a shout out to your cover designer, or is that
yeah.
okay?
I found them on 99 Designs, and they're called Biserka, Biserka Designs.
Okay.
They're really good. I think they're
Fantastic.
really reasonable, and
I mean, absolutely gorgeous covers. Like I said, that's the first thing that really drew me to the Trapped in Wonderland series and the Daughters of Hades series too. They're a kind of they're similar but dissimilar. I mean, they all follow, the Trapped in Wonderland series absolutely follows the theme through all of your artwork, and so does the Daughters of Hades series, and that cohesiveness kind of draws you in, and you're like, I want to read this series.
yeah, I do like how like they're different but the same, and so they're in the same series.
So the Daughters of Hades series, can you give us a little bit, or give me a little bit of an idea about what that series is about? Because that one is definitely intriguing to me.
Yeah, so you follow so technically, depending on like what mythology you read, Hades doesn't have a daughter. People argue, I don't know how to pronounce her name, Melanone is her daughter, but she's kind of like, she appeared in the underworld, depending on what you read. And so I was like, well, what if Persephone and Hades like did have a daughter, but like she wasn't supposed to be born because she would have power over life and death, since Persephone is like spring, life, rebirth, and
Right.
So then, so she was never supposed to be born, and so no other god knows she exists, and she's like been hidden in the underworld for like centuries. Except then, like her mom and her get into a big fight, and so she's like, "How come my mom always leaves, to go to the real or the mortal world?" And so her and her friends, like, "Oh, just a couple of days would be fine. No one will know." And then chaos ensues.
Oh, I love that. It's like skipping school, but in a skipping out of hell or the underworld for a couple of days.
Yeah.
That is wow.
And then it's 2 point of views, so it's hers and then the human that she befriends, Huntley, and like there's a romance part too.
Gotta have
I really like I have an audiobook for it. I have an audiobook for almost a good chunk of my books. And that I really like the the narrators for that. Turned out really cool.
awesome. So, I mean, I would ask for any other independent authors out there who are just starting on a series or just starting their journey. I mean, as someone who has quite the experience and the catalog to back that up, do you have any advice for the rest of us who are just starting, or who are who are querying right now, or who are just writing that first draft?
Just keep writing. It sounds easy, or it sounds,
Right.
easy, but it's not. But when my mentors always said, write the whole book, don't stop. If you want to change something in the beginning, maybe just make a note, go back and change this, but just keep writing till you hit the end. And it's a lot easier to finish and then edit. Like, don't edit as you go. So that's for writing. For self-publishing, definitely like realize it's not just you writing, it's you being a market. Like, you have to have marketing.
Marketing.
You have to have a lot of hats. Like, most of my time of the day is marketing, and then it's like you need to be off Facebook, but then you need to be on Facebook because you need to, and you got to find that middle ground. Usually like allocating time in the day, this is for marketing, this is for like definitely. Also, I don't like the word network, because then you're like looking something out of a connection, but like just find connections. Don't expect anything in return. Just support others, and usually they support you, but like that's not what your intention is.
Right, exactly. Yes. No.
I definitely like I support a lot of friends, and I'm like, I don't expect people in return, because that's not what you're doing. Like, you want to like other people's books and like reading and trading, but finding those groups too where you are like trading stuff. And what else?
Do you ever use beta readers, or are you past that point now?
I don't usually use beta readers. I usually have like more of a content reader, and then
like a critique partner.
Yeah, kind of.
Gotcha.
And then but like for pitching, because like what I want to write versus, that's a nice part about publishing, self-publishing, you can write what you want to write. You might not get good reception, but if you just want to write something, people, yeah.
Well, that's the thing though. I think that the book that you write will resonate with someone, with a group. So it's just finding out where that group is, and then marketing to that specific group.
But for publishing, they have eyes on certain things. So then I would say get more critique groups and like trading and stuff, because just they've like, between all of you, you've read more stuff that's on the traditional published list. And so like getting that feedback and finding your holes and stuff is different, because you also don't you shouldn't have to pay to get your book edited if you're trying to publish traditionally. Where self-published, that's why you pay someone to give you feedback. It's a different world, because you'll also like, the agent will have edits, and then the publisher will have edits, and you'll go back and forth. At least that's what I hear. I mean,
right. Yeah. No. I definitely do the editing once I'm finished. Great advice though. Get all the way through the book. Get through the book, and then go back and say, I need to change this, or I need to change that, and make your notes that way. Because unless you have something to read through, then, there's nothing to fix. So get that story. Don't stop writing. So, which a lot of, and overcoming self-doubt, which, that's tough for me.
it is.
But yeah, what you've got a unique voice and a unique story that needs to be told. And I mean, maybe not everybody has as many unique stories as you do. I'm seriously in awe of your catalog. I'm seriously very, very much hope to maybe possibly be there at some point.
I definitely had some mentors. Like, a lot of my mentors have a lot of books, so that also like pushed me. Like, no, I mean, like Isaac Asimov had like over 300, probably more than that. It was like 600.
Oh my gosh!
And then like half of his was like science books. I'm like,
That's
He's
definitely,
he's like my favorite author.
well, I'm sincerely honored that you took time out of your schedule to come on today
Thank you
and
for having me.
talk with me and all of us. And guys, I will have all of Dani's links in the description below, and make sure to check out her extensive Amazon page. I think you have 4 pages.
I do have
Three,
novellas.
I'm
So like
sorry.
all the vampire stories are novellas, so they're shorter.
Okay.
And I'm reworking them and getting them re-edited because it was before, like when I started out, I wasn't as good as an author. Now I'm getting better each time.
And that's another thing, guys. The more you write, the better you get. Because I can look back on some stuff that I've written, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I think I think you always can once you get to that certain point, and you're like, if I knew then what I know now.
Yeah. Yeah, I always learn. Don't try to stick to something. Like always keep learning.
Definitely.
That's been my last year and a half
Definitely.
after college. Again.
Well, I'm just, like I said, so grateful that you came on today to talk to all of us. And
Thank you.
guys, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and stay safe, stay healthy. And Dani, it was an absolute pleasure to have you on, and I hope to talk to you again soon.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Bye, guys.